Hey guys, this is Comic Notes. Today I'm doing a review for the Amazing Spider-Man issue 8. And before I start talking about this issue, I want to give you guys a couple updates. Of course, I have Comic Note episode 69, and that's a show where I review all the comics I read this week in one show. And here are those exclusive comics. We got Dark Shaman, issue 1, Grim Fairy Tales, issue 103, Butterfly, issue 2, Father's Day, issue 1, Revival, issue 24, She-Hulk, issue 9, Flash, issue 35, Batman Eternal, issue 29, Starlight, issue 6, Future's End, issue 25, and World's End, issue 3. So if you want to go check out all those reviews, go to Comic Uno, episode 69. Also, don't forget to check out my Kickstarter for my comic book, Like Father, Like Daughter, which is annotated, so be sure to check that out. But let's talk about comic book I was most excited for this week and also most nervous for. The Amazing Spider-Man issue 8, The Return of Spider-Girl. So as you guys know, Spider-Girl is my favorite comic book character of all time. You can see her here. I have other posters too. One that you can't see up there. But yeah, Spider-Girl, favorite character all time. Yeah, definitely. If you haven't checked out my series Mayday's Journey, I am reviewing every issue of Spider-Girl there is, so if you became a Spider-Girl fan because of this issue, you should check that out. So yeah, big Spider-Girl fan, and this is a return of a character that we haven't seen in a really long time, and it's exciting but nerve-wracking because we know something's going to happen. But let's talk about the cover. I am going to talk about the Spider-Girl story first, and then the actual Spider-Man story. Spider-Girl, very cool cover. Well, let's see what's going on with the story. I thought she was going to be in the main story, but she's not. It's actually Miss Marvel and Spider-Man who are in the main story, but they tricked us because, you know, the cover looks like May is the main story. But let's talk about this issue. So we get to see that Damon, who's one of the villains of Spider-Verse, is attacking the Parker family. Wes is being pulled to the side. Spider-Girl's throat's being smashed right now. Her guts are being smashed. As you can see right here, and she's about to die, but Peter comes to her rescue and tried to save May, so May's able to run to Mary Jane saying, what should I do? And Mary Jane says, run, take your brother, run out of here. It's like, no, I need to help you. And Mary Jane's, I'm staying with your father. I'm going to help your father. So we see that they all died together, Wes, Peter, and Mary Jane. Probably all died together. So Spider-Girl, she runs out, has Benji in her hand, sees the other Spider-Men. It's like, well, I have to go help my parents. Come with me. And it's like, it's too late. Peter's already dead. His Spider Totem is dead. So May's like, you know, Damon, I'm going to kill you. For doing this, I'm going to go against all my father's wishes, and I'm going to kill you. And that's the end of the story. So yeah, this story was crazy, and it took me a little bit to digest. This is an issue that is very different from what we see in Tom DeFalco's run of Spider-Girl. This is the first time anyone's touched a character besides Tom DeFalco. It's always been Tom DeFalco, which we are going to see a story from him in a team-up issue, which I'm very excited about. But it's weird to see, and we see that everyone's pretty much in character, which I'm very happy to see, and what's really weird is that Mary Jane's in character. Dan Slott hasn't had Mary Jane in character in a really long time, and honestly, Marvel hasn't had Mary Jane in character in a really long time. I think the last time we've seen her in character is Spider Island, so to see this version of Mary Jane totally in character made me very happy. Because we get to see Mary Jane stay with Peter and says, you know what, I'm going to help him no matter what. And that's so something Mary Jane would do of the MC2 universe. And I think, honestly, the regular universe, too. Maybe not right now, but usually that would happen. So I really enjoyed that. And I actually really like that ending where May says, I'm going to kill Damon. Because I think that's very a character for Spider-Girl also. Because I've said in Mayday's Journey reviews, too, there's times where May's anger kind of gets the best of her, and you see that in different issues. It's very rare, but issue 100 is one of them, but a big one is issue 1/2, where Spider-Man and Spider-Girl's family die, and it's a what-if issue, and it's actually not happening, but you see that May's ready to kill, because a lot of her friends and family die, so I think that proves that May would kill somebody if it gets down to it, even though we've never seen it from her, and a Spider person never would do that, or at least, you know, MC2 universe and Amazing Spider-Man universe, they wouldn't do that, but it's interesting. Also, I want to add, Kane and Dark Devil were not added in here, so I don't know if that's Dan Slott's, that he didn't put him there, or if he's doing something else with it, but they're Spider people too, and the Spider people of, you know, that get May in the end say, well, all the Spider people are dead besides you and Benji, so are Kane and Dark Devil dead too, or they just forget about them, or maybe they're gone already, I don't know. So I thought that was a little weird. But overall, I thought everyone was really in character, and I'm really excited to see kind of this darker path for May, but at the same time, I'm a little bit in denial because I feel like they're going to redo stuff here. I'm not saying in my heart that Spider-Man and Mary Jane are dead. I don't think they are, and I think by the end of Spider-Verse, somehow May will be a little darker, hopefully not a lot darker because that'll change her character, but she'll have another experience, and that's something I'm hoping, and I think it'll be an interesting arc. I just hope Dan Slott handles it right. So I know that's a very lengthy discussion on that, but Spider-Girl, so I have to have a lengthy discussion on these, like, 6 pages. But let's talk about the actual story. So with this issue, we get to see that Miss Marvel, Spider-Man, they team up, and they're trying to get this Inhuman egg away from this big monster, and they're able to. They get the baby, return it to the rightful parents, and it was a really cool Miss Marvel and Spider-Man team up. And we see that one of the minions that actually helped Miss Marvel and Spider-Man is Clash from the Amazing Spider-Man miniseries. So I thought that was a very good reference using Clash, and Peter gives him a job. And I thought that was a really interesting ending. Again, utilizing a character from that miniseries that I thought was really solid, and I recommend. And Peter gave him a second chance to see where Clash has ended up all these years. So, really like that. I thought it was a fun little story. And also seeing where Silk is. I like Silk without Peter. I think she's an interesting character. And seeing that she's trying to revamp her look. Seeing her work for a news station. I thought that was a fun story too. Setting up for her own ongoing. So overall, really good issue. I would say a bit of a filler to get into Spider-Verse. But it's a fun issue with Miss Marvel and Spider-Man, which I think was better than the first part. I think we just get to see more of the banter between Miss Marvel and Spider-Man and see how similar they truly are. So, really did enjoy that, and overall, really enjoyed the issue, including the Spider-Girl stuff, even though I felt a little conflicted at first. I think it does make a lot of sense for May, and I hope we get to see a lot of May in Spider-Verse. So overall, I gave this issue 4.5 stars. I really enjoyed it, and it was very close to being my pick of the week. But something else that I thought was a little bit more perfect and less filler-ish made it for pick of the week. So hope you guys enjoyed. This is Comic Unknown, guys. Don't forget to follow me on Twitter for Comic Unknown and the rant situations. Don't forget to like my Facebook page. Also in the description below, there's links from my comic book, Like Father, Like Daughter. Don't forget to like the Facebook page of Like Father, Like Daughter. And also, don't forget to back up the Kickstarter for Like Father, Like Daughter. And I will see you guys later. Bye.